Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Star Citizen, and I'm doing something a little bit differently today. So the footage we're seeing at the moment was just recorded from a Vanduul Swarm match in Dying Star, using the Hornet. It wasn't the greatest match, it was just, it was a bit sloppy, a little bit ugly. It's been a while since I played a bit of Arena Commander, so it was good to jump back in and pew some ships. But I thought what I'd do today was just kind of talk about why there hasn't really been a Star Citizen video for a couple of weeks, and why my Star Citizen videos aren't exactly consistent and all that sort of thing, because I know a lot of people have subscribed to the channel just for the Star Citizen videos, and that's fine, I don't have a problem with that. But I just thought I'd kind of update you guys on why those videos aren't coming out as frequently as, say, Elite or something like that. And to be honest, it's simply because of content or lack thereof. Now, this isn't a negative thing about Star Citizen, it's simply a fact of where this game is in its development cycle. Like, there's just not much content at the moment, and that's perfectly fine. But it makes it difficult to make videos, basically, because it's kind of getting to the point with Star Citizen where I'm making the same thing over and over again. I mean, it's different with the update videos. I mean, the guys who have been watching for a while will probably know that I do two different types of Star Citizen videos, basically. I'll generally do update videos after each major update or even minor updates, and just kind of show what's changed, what's new, all that sort of thing. And those things rely entirely on the updates, obviously. So if there hasn't been an update for a while, there's not going to be an update video for a while. I think that should be fairly obvious to people. But the other type of video that I do is just kind of, jumping in and playing around and having fun. And although Arena Commander is definitely fun to play, the fact is that it's been out for, what, at least 6 months, probably a bit more, and it hasn't really changed that much during that time. I mean, we've obviously had new stuff added, but that's pretty clear. We've got the racing modes added. I think that's 3 racing maps. There's been a couple of new game modes for multiplayer, and the maps themselves have doubled in size. I think it was doubled. So there have definitely been updates made to it and all that sort of thing, but the overall base thing is the same. Like the Vanduul Swarm, you're always flying around shooting at Vanduul. The multiplayer kind of varies depending on how the latest updates have gone. So, for example, what am I trying to say? The latest V1.0 update has really changed the dynamics of the game when it comes to missiles. And personally, I don't find it particularly enjoyable to be playing multiplayer at the moment because of how that works now. I've spoken a bit about that in previous videos. I'm sure in the future that's going to change a little bit as well, but for the time being, multiplayer is just not really something that I'm putting any time into at all. So that kind of explains that. I mean, I don't want to make a video where I'm clearly not enjoying what I'm doing, because I don't think that would be very good to watch, basically. So that's why there's not much multiplayer. As I said, the Vanduul, it's fun to play. I think it's one of those things where in some ways it's more fun to play it yourself than to watch other people playing it, just because when you're watching it, it's kind of the same experience, I feel. I mean, it's a lot of fun putting 30, 35, 40 minutes into it and getting up to like wave 15 or whatever, but I don't know how good that is to actually watch, if I'm completely honest. As for the racing, I mean, I would like to do racing or to show off more racing, but the fact is that my computer, while I'm recording, simply cannot handle the racing maps. And I need to upgrade my graphics card, but for what I can do at the moment, I can't show the racing, basically, because when I'm recording, because recording basically drops the frame rate by 10 to 20 FPS generally. So when I'm flying around the racing map, I'm generally doing it at like 15, 20 FPS, and it becomes a bit of a slideshow, and it really doesn't look very good. So that's kind of why there hasn't been any racing content out there. It's not because I don't particularly enjoy the game mode or anything like that. It's just that I can't really show it to you guys in a way that looks good. So that's all kind of sounding pretty negative, and to be honest, and all that sort of thing. I mean, that's not really my intention. I mean, I've still got a lot of kind of hype or excitement for this game. I think it's going to be a pretty good game, but just right now in the game's development cycle, there's not all that much to show off in terms of constant, consistent videos. So there is going to be some stuff coming out, hopefully over the next few months, that would be pretty cool to show off. I mean, obviously this depends on how CIG goes with their development and all that sort of thing. But I mean, we've got things like the multi-crew ships coming out, which means that I'll get a chance to finally fly the Freelancer and that sort of thing. That should be really interesting, and there could be interesting team dynamics and that sort of thing, working with other people. If you have people in the weapons turrets or you know, somebody piloting and me in the weapons turret. I don't know, however that's going to work. That could be really cool, and I'm very interested to see how that all plays out. There's also obviously the FPS stuff coming out. I think that's going to give kind of a whole new range of things to play around with, because there's going to be different FPS game modes, there's going to be different FPS maps, all that sort of thing. So that's definitely going to be a lot of stuff to play around with, and I think that will definitely be good for some content coming out. And I mean, there's going to be continued updates and all that sort of thing coming out after that. So there's definitely a lot of stuff to look forward to this year. I mean, we got a lot of stuff last year. I think this year's only going to be more, like bigger and better and all that sort of thing, because CIG is obviously, they've hired a lot more employees, they've gotten more studios up and running. So if you think about it, last year, 2014, was kind of the year where they started ramping up their production and all that sort of thing. So 2015 is kind of the year where they've got all that stuff in place, and now they can kind of really start, you know, getting stuff out there. I think that's, at least hopefully that's the way it's going to work. I'm pretty sure that's how they want it to go, but obviously with games development or software development in general, things don't always work out the way you want them to. But yeah, so there's really not much more I wanted to talk about than just that. I just wanted to, you know, let you guys know what was going on with Star Citizen and everything. So just because there hasn't been videos coming out lately doesn't mean that I've stopped covering it or anything like that. It's just that, you know, I want to keep putting out good content for you guys, and I'm not sure that with what we've got now I can keep doing that, like in terms of, you know, a couple of videos a week or something like that. I just think that would be too much of the same thing, basically. So yeah, I think I'll end this one here. Hopefully that all made a bit of sense. I'm not quite used to just rambling on like this without actually playing a game, so this is different for all of us. But until next time, I've been Vornskyr. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.